Everybody get up.
High top in the house.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Film Radio Show. My name's Stephen Lloyd Jackson. I'll be your host for the next 2 hours.
This country, you gotta make the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Say hello to my little friend!
Every Tuesday night from 12 till 2 in the morning.
I'm going deep undercover.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
What do you think, this is the army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get them close like this, bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
The S.O. Jackson Radio Show. On topfm.net. Let's paint the picture for the audience.
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
This is Sparta!
Show me the money!
3, 2, 1.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I have a dream.
So make sure you join me and my co-host Charlie Emsis every Tuesday night. Each week we'll be discussing my all-time favourite movies and listening to some great music. The S.O. Jackson Radio Show on ontopfm.net.
That's all, folks.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the S.O. Jackson Radio Show. My name is Stephen Lloyd Jackson, and I'll be your host for the next 2 hours, along with my co-host, Charlie Emsis. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
I'm feeling rather glamorous tonight, rather PRADA. Okay, this is a great film of mine, and it's actually a kind of guilty pleasure, if I could pull it that way. We'll be doing the 2006 $35 million, 109-minute The Devil Wears Prada.
can't believe we're doing this film.
Charlie, when you hear what we've got to say about this movie, by the end of it, you're going to say that was a great movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. But it's so different to what we're doing.
Yeah. You know, I get a lot of tweets saying, you know, we haven't done anything lately for women and for fashion and stuff like that. This film is actually a fashionista film. It's directed by David Frankel. David was born in 1954 in New York, and he's done a few movies such as Marley and Me and Hope Springs. But where he really came to prominence was in his TV series that he's done, and that was Sex and the City and also Uncharged. He's directed a few of those series, and I must say, he'd done a very good job on this movie. For the audience, you know, we were just having a discussion about this film before we came on air, and I was talking to Nico, our engineer, and I was telling him how this film really depicts the fashion industry. And I must say, a lot of movies, like, I'm not going to mention them, a lot of, for example, gangster movies, who would say that they've made a great film about gangsterism. It doesn't really depict gangsters. You know, I would be watching it and I'd say, no, that's not how he would behave in that situation or whatever. But when I saw this film, and I watched it 3 times in the last 3 days, I must say this is how the fashion industry is, from my perspective and from a lot of the write-ups we had on the movie. You know, it is one of these movies, when you watch it, you're going to say, are things really like that?
Yeah, it's a very high-tempo, glossy movie.
It's shot mainly in New York, you know, in Greenwich Village, Soho, and in other parts of New York. And they also went to Paris and done a few shots as well. There's GVR Belafonte, who writes for the New York Times, said, you know, it's one of the most truest portrayals of the fashion industry film, and I agree totally with it. What a marvelous story it is. Okay, it's a bit wet sometimes, I must admit, but the acting is good. You know, all the main actors, they really do deliver a truly good piece. You know, Meryl Streep is brilliant. Anne Hathaway, she's crazy in it. Emily Blunt, she's also crazy in it. And Stanley Tucci. Yeah. Okay. So before we go any further, if you haven't seen this movie yet and you do not wish to know what happened in it, cork your heels. Also, I must say tonight, we're stepping away from our usual type of music that is set in the era of this movie. Although we've got a couple of tracks that was released in 2006, tonight we're going to be playing music, what I call catwalk music. This is exciting music, which, you know, I've been to a few shows before, catwalk shows, and I've seen the models walk out to this kind of music. So tonight, it's all about catwalk music. So, The Devil Wears Prada, 2006 movie. It's a comedy drama film. It's one of these movies where it's a kind of fairy tale in certain words, as the fashion industry is. It's very hard to break into. It's about a young lady called Andrea Sachs. She's a young woman, about 21, 22. She's from the Midwest. They don't say what part of the Midwest exactly. She's an aspiring journalist, fresh from Northwestern University in America, and she lands a magazine job. You know, it's a job that millions and millions of women has applied for. She's working as an assistant for a magazine called Runway, and her boss is the editor of the magazine, chief editor Mel Streep, and she goes by the name of Miranda Priestley. And so she's an assistant to Emily Blunt's character, whose name is also Emily in the movie. So we've got an assistant Emily, and we've got an assistant Andy Sachs.
The story of how Anne Hathaway got the role for this film is similar to how her character in the film gets the job in the movie. She wasn't really known for anything other than The Princess Diaries, and for Meryl Streep to approve of her to be in this film, Meryl Streep was made to watch the rushes for Brokeback Mountain with Ang Lee, so that she saw a scene in that film and she loved her performance in it, and she approved Anne Hathaway to be in the movie. And it's very similar here on how Anne Hathaway's character, Andrea Sachs, needs to impress Meryl Streep's character.
Of course, because Meryl Streep, she's got 3 Oscars under her belt. And, you know, we're not talking about no fly-by-night, lightweight actress. Meryl Streep, she's like the goddesses in the Hollywood acting industry. She's came in such greats like The Deer Hunter, Manhattan, The French Lieutenant's Woman. Some great movies she's came in, you know, City in the Dark.
She's amazing.
People tell me I get so excited on the show sometimes, but you got to when you're watching some really great performers. And in this, it's just wonderful. So we're in New York and the film opens up with Anne Hathaway brushing her brushing her teeth. So she looks quite kind of unfashionable, if we were to say that. And it's a quick shot of her brushing her teeth. And then after it cuts to a panoramic shot of Manhattan.
That's Lower Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's where all the fashion stuff are. We're talking Greenwich Village, Tribeca, Soho, and Chelsea, and all those kind of areas. So she's getting ready to go in for a job interview, basically. And we just see her getting dressed. And they intercut this with other models getting dressed, probably for a fashion show or a private viewing.
Some of them I recognize from media diffusion. There's some real models in the film.
Yeah, there are, yes.
We see her and she's obviously different to them. She's not as glamorous or fashionable. I think they're just regular models.
Oh, they're all kissing their boyfriends goodbye and stuff like that.
And you see like really beautiful shots of New York. It really is a beautiful city and they captured it, especially the externals, very well. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, most of our films we've done, I reckon it's depicting New York in one way or the other. And this is why, you know, a lot of publications, a lot of tourist boards, a lot of people say New York is the greatest city in the world because it has so many different elements to it, you know. And as a filmmaker, you know, you could shoot so many different things there.
You're doing shot in the meatpacking district.
Oh yeah, we were there for our film screening a few months ago.
Aline Brosh McKenna wrote this film. And she wrote a film called Annie, which they're filming now with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. They were filming that when we were there.
I saw you spying on them, trying to.
No, I wasn't trying
to get. Charlie was trying to poach a job.
I was not actually. I was like curious. I wasn't.
Yeah, I know. But did you see the amount of lighting trucks they had and cranes and?
Can you imagine this? They shot in like 34th Street here.
Yeah.
And it's where the McGraw-Hill Publishing Company is. They've changed it to the Elias Clark Publications, is where this runway magazine that Anne Hathaway wants to get her new job is at. And she walks through the front door. We hear the first piece of dialogue.
Andrea Sachs?
Yes?
Great. Human Resources certainly has an odd sense of humour. Follow me.
And it's with Emily Blunt, as I said earlier. She's playing Meryl Streep's assistant. And she's very kind of like into her work. You know, she's treating Meryl Streep, not just her, but everybody's treating Meryl Streep's character as a goddess. It's interesting because I read Steve Jobs' book. He was the chief executive owner of Apple. And there's a part in it, apparently, well, it's in his own book, where he fired someone for, when they were in the lift with him, he actually fired one of his workers. And there's a scene here coming up where Meryl Streep's character, she gets into the lift or elevator, as they like to say, and there was a model. There was a model in there, and she walked out. So it just reminded me of that passage in the book.
Real fear in her face.
Yeah. And incidentally, Meryl Streep's character, Miranda Priestley, is actually based on Anna Wintour, you know, editor-in-chief of American Vogue. A lot of people say that Meryl Streep, she got it right to the T.
So like Anne Hathaway's in the office, Meryl Streep's assistant, Emily Blunt's character, gets a message saying that Meryl Streep's character, Miranda Priestley's about to enter the building. Everyone's working really hard to get the office in order. They're really scared that she won't approve of something. You see Stanley Tucci's character, he looks at Anne Hathaway with like confusion. He's wondering what she's doing here. And she doesn't look
because she's not dressed the part, basically. And we must say Stanley Tucci's character, character. He plays some kind of art director. You know, he gets the magazine, formulates all the pictures, and probably gets work on a lot of the shoot. He plays a guy called Nigel in this, and he plays it very well. You know,
elevator door pops open, as we mentioned. Meryl Streep,
and you got
to see her for the first time. Her face.
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I actually did confirm
Details
last
of
night.
your incompetence do not interest me.
And she looks great. Like her hair, the makeup and hair designer did a wonderful job on her.
Yeah, it's a metallic blonde she's got, the hairstyle, and it's done in a nice way. And I must say, we don't usually do this, but we must mention a costume and wardrobe designer. That was done by a lady called Pat Field. She's also worked with David Frankel on Sex and the City and in Miami Rhapsody, and she done all the costumes and all the styling for that. She's done a marvelous job. Her herself, she's been in the fashion industry forever, and she owns like a big shop in New York where it's very famous amongst fashionistas there. Meryl Streep, she's asking Emily to bring in the next girl, and she warned her, I hope it's not like the other girls who she had to fire.
Human Resources sent her up about the new assistant job, and I was sort of pre-interviewing her for you, but she's hopeless and totally wrong.
Well, clearly I'm going to have to do that myself because the last two you sent me were completely inadequate, so send her in.
In walks Anne Hathaway. She's very like kooky and naive to the fashion industry. You know, she's kind of wondering what's all this about.
Yeah, what's all the fuss about? He doesn't respect the fashion industry.
Yeah, Meryl Streep, she doesn't really pays her much notice at first, like, you know, but she's kind of interested in her.
Yeah, she does.
And we'll see why later on. Well, obviously it's because she reminds her, Meryl Streep, of herself when she was very young, her age.
Yeah, and the fact that she's different to the other girls they're used to in this position. She's not fashion obsessed. So Meryl Streep maybe likes that difference.
Yeah, I mean, in the fashion industry, they like to train you from when you're young. They like to kind of like break you in, like, and this goes from across the board, from models to bookers to, well, maybe bookers, they like them a bit more experienced. Bookers, by the way, are people who actually book the jobs for models with other fashion houses and stuff like that. But they like to break you in there so they could train you and stir you in their direction.
And this Meryl Streep's character reminds me of my headmistress, my past headmistress.
Yeah,
so you don't read Runway?
No.
And before today, you had never heard of me?
No.
But it's freaky.
Okay, well, she's that kind of headmistress type. Okay, this is the SL Jackson radio show. We're on ontopfm.net. And remember, you could catch us on ontopfm.net's website. Get the app from TuneIn Radio. It's a great device. Do it to your Android or your iPhone. Download it. You can listen to On Top on the go. So it's a great device. Also, if you want to hook up with me or Charlie, you could get us on our Twitter page at SLJ Radio Show. We're going to play a couple of tracks and we're going to come back after this.
On top in the house.
Everything you can do, escape the pain. love you. Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood. Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike the pose, there's nothing to it.
On top. Let's be real.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Probably. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. My heroes had the heart to lose their lives out on a limb. And all I remember is thinking, I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And there's no coincidence I've come. And I can die when I'm done. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Probably.
On top in the house.
And welcome back to the S.O. Jackson Radio Show. This is ontopfm.net. Remember, we're here every Tuesday evening, 00:15 GMT. Okay, the two tracks you just heard, the first one from Madonna, and that was Vogue. And the next one was Gnarls Barkley, and that's Crazy. So, Charlie, The Devil Wears Prada.
It's made in 2006. I watched it first time. I think my sisters had it on one of their computers, and I just said, "Okay, watch this tonight."
Yeah. Don't. Don't sound so blasé about it. You're the one that came to me and say, "Steve, we're gonna do it."
No, I didn't.
I'm only kidding. No, but the thing about it is, right, and I'm gonna be upfront with it. You know, I'm man enough to be upfront with it. It's not my usual type of film. I don't usually like these kind of Hollywood comedy kind of drama, rom-coms and stuff like this. But I like to think of myself as a true filmmaker artist. When it's done well, it's done well. And this film is really done well. And they really depict the fashion business very well in this, you know. They got everything, in my experience, to the T. Okay, so we got this girl, Anne Hathaway. She plays Andy Sachs, and she's just landed a big career job. It's not what she really wants to do. She actually wants to go into journalism.
Yeah, she's using it to get contacts.
That's right, yeah. It's a stepping stone job, but for other young women of her caliber, they would have loved this job. You know, everybody's telling her, you work for Miranda Priestley at Runway. I think, though, the producers was going to base this more of American Vogue magazine. And talking about the producers, it's produced by Wendy Feynman. She's done some great movies. There's a film called The Fan with Tony Scott and Wesley Snipes, and also she produced Forrest Gump as well. So, okay, so getting back to this movie, Devil Wears Prada, she's landed a big job. She's out celebrating with her close friends and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's a sushi chef. Yeah?
Sous chef.
Her boyfriend's... and they've got a good relationship going on, you know. Well, it appears to be good.
Well, I happen to think you look great always.
Aww, I think you're full of it.
What I love about this film as well is that how we see the curve. Well, in writing terms, we see the curve of Anne Hathaway's character change, you know, the psychological curve. You know, at first she's this innocent, naive, wet behind the ear girl from Midwest, and she's in New York and she's landed this big job, and you're going to see her kind of get quite ambitious, bordering on ruthlessness. Although it's a lightweight kind of comedy drama, there are some very serious psychological elements in this movie, which we're going to touch on as well. Okay, so she's landed the job. Emily Blunt, who also played Emily, she's an English actress, by the way. Big up Southwest London, born in Roehampton. She plays Emily, that is Meryl Streep's assistant, basically. Anne Hathaway's working under the assistant.
Yeah, Emily Blunt's really good in this film. You can tell she's really prepared for her role.
So she kind of tells her what to do. Emily Blunt's character is telling Anne Hathaway's character what to do, how she should proceed in addressing Meryl Streep's character, what she should say, what she shouldn't say, how she should answer the phone, all the kind of simplistic stuff to make the office run well.
Yeah, but her stake in this is that she wants Anne Hathaway to succeed so that herself would get a promotion.
Yeah, of course, of course. And what she says to her first as well is that she's really looking forward to go to Paris. There's some big event happening in Paris within the next few months.
I mean, you get coffee and you run errands, yet I'm in charge of her schedule, her appointments and her expenses. And most importantly, I get to go with her to Paris for Fashion Week in the fall.
And she says this throughout the film. She's been starving for it. She wants, you know, she's trying to lose weight, and she's quite a slim girl as it is.
And she gets clothes, discarded clothes from the fashion.
That's right. That's right.
From Paris. She even has a desktop picture of the Champs-Elysees on her Mac computer there.
Yeah, so she's quite obsessive with it, and this trait is followed through the fashion industry with size, and you know, and it is quite a serious issue when we're talking about anorexia or bulimia, you know, and it's very predominant as it's been illustrated in news and documentaries about the fashion industry. So she's just going on, she's not eating nothing all day, and when she does get hungry, she'll have a slice of cheese or something like that. So, you know, some real, you know, crazy issue there. But hey, I like this bit here. Anne Hathaway's character, she answers the phone, and she's kind of taking notes, and she says,
you know, she is in a meeting. Can I please take a message? Okay, can you please spell Gabbana?
Gabbana.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, how do you spell Gabbana?
He shuts the phone.
And he shuts the phone down. Bloody hell, you know, you're working in fashion, you should know who Dolce and Gabbana is, or Gabbana, or whatever.
Stanley Tucci comes up to her and gives her a pair of swanky high heel shoes.
Yeah, that's right. And he tells, and she's going to find out in a minute what it's for. So she goes into Meryl Streep's office. She's having a meeting with a couple of directors or editors of the magazine, and Meryl Streep is giving her some orders.
Yeah.
I like the camera work in this. Frankel really kind of got it right, because there's a lot of up and down shift movements, because in fashion, obviously, a lot of people, they stare at you and they always seem to look at your feet first. I mean, every time I'm walking with a girlfriend or something, you know, we're walking down the street, girls don't look at me. They always seem to look at what my girlfriend's wearing, and it always starts from the shoes. They look at it, they check out, and women, they're like that. They're into their fashion so much, you know, especially in London or New York. Women, they scrutinize your fashion so much, what bag you're carrying and stuff like this. And Meryl Streep makes that apparent. Like, you know, she calls her back after Anne Hathaway's about to exit the office. She says,
Clara, there you are, Emily. How many times do I have to scream your name?
Actually, it's Andrea, but everybody calls me Andy.
she tells her it's Andy, and she does it in such a naive way, and she kind of embarrasses Meryl Streep in front of her other colleagues.
Yeah.
And she still calls her Emily, because as far as she's concerned, you're working under Emily. All the girls that work there are Emily. Basically, she don't tell her to change her shoes or whatever. She just looks at her and she looks down at her shoes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Obvious what she's saying to her. And she goes back and she changes her shoes back to the swanky high heels that Stanley Tucci gave her.
Yeah, so we see some shots of New York, and it's a very bustly city, and
yeah, and she comes back. She always orders Starbucks. She always has to go to the Starbucks.
Product endorsement.
Yeah, it's an endorsement. And Blunt's character, Emily, she gets joined in by her friend, and they both mock Anne Hathaway's character and how she's dressed.
Serena and I are going to lunch. Is this her, the new me? Hi. Told you.
I thought you were kidding.
No, quite serious, yeah.
What exactly is she wearing?
Her grandmother's skirt.
Really, I don't like how girls can be so mean to each other.
Well, not just girls, and guys as well.
Yeah,
you know?
but the way they look at each other and these things,
well,
they
this
really
is what I was saying.
bug me out.
If you're walking down the street, a young lady, whether it's your girlfriend or just a friend or whatever, the girl and you've got a couple of girls or even one girl coming, they're going to scrutinise each other. They're going to have a clothes off or a shoes off or a bag off, if you see what I mean. And that's the ripple effect of high fashion, what it does to people, and you know, things like that. You ain't gonna get one thing without the other. So Anne Hathaway's character, she's getting quite close to Stanley Tucci, and he's kind of growing into this kind of mentor, this father figure for her. He's kind of guiding her through the industry. He sees that she's new.
I don't really see the point of changing everything about myself just because I have this job.
Yes, that's true. That's really what this multi-billion-dollar industry is all about anyway, isn't it? Inner beauty.
Tucci's character who play Nigel and Andy Sachs, played by Anne Hathaway, they were invited to this private show basically on the fashion that's going to be coming out in a magazine hopefully at the next fall. And Meryl Streep is at this show as well. They turn up, and Meryl Streep's character, she's not too pleased with the new range of clothes that the magazine's going to be covering. And this is quite interesting because we see this dress there. It's a nice pink dress, and Meryl Streep, you know, she's telling a couple of the staff there off. She's saying, you know, you guys are not organised. What belts go with this? And one of the girls, they take out two blue-ish kind of belts. Although it's not blue, it's actually cerulean. It's a kind of off blue greenish colour. And then Anne Hathaway's character, she kind of goes, she starts to laugh a bit, and everybody stopped dead in the room. They look at Anne Hathaway, and I think Meryl Streep says something to the effect of, "Excuse me, what's funny?" And she says nothing. And Meryl Streep insists, you know, what's funny? What are you laughing at the belts for? And she said, well, it's just a belt. They both look alike. And Meryl Streep says, well, no, they're not alike. This isn't blue like your jumper. This is cerulean. You know, it's a different blue. And then she starts to cuss her, or I should say, dress her down about the way how she's dressed.
You go to your closet and you select, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back.
She does make a good point, though, because Anne Hathaway's character, she's dressed kind of mundane and everything, and people who tend to dress not high fashion, mundane, inverted commas, they tend to think like they're not part of fashion, they're not a victim of fashion, but yet she reminds her that that was once a high fashion outfit that also has been translated down in design. I wonder if you know what I mean. You know, you get some people who says that I'm not a fashion victim, hey man, I just dress, put on this, put on that. But that was once a high fashion piece of clothing. And she tells her like millions of dollars went into producing that colour, that jumper and everything. So it kind of makes sense in a way. She gives her a good dressing down.
How do you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room?
Okay, so we see when Anne Hathaway, she's back at home now in her New York apartment with her boyfriend, a sushi chef, sous chef boyfriend. He's kind of like down to earth, quite rugged looking, I would say. He's not rugged type of guy. He's quite mild mannered, and you could see that he's not into all this fashion world stuff. You know, he don't get it. You know, he just don't get it. And a lot of guys don't get a lot of this high fashion stuff. You know, I remember a girlfriend once of mine who was very much into fashion, and I said, you know, she went out the other night. So, what were you guys, or what was the conversation? And she said she was talking about a bag for like 5 hours. You know, all of them talked about one bag, and I could understand though, but I could also understand if a partner's not into that kind of stuff. You know, they'll find it incredible that a group of girls and probably a couple of guys in fashion could be talking about a bag. But if you take the equivalent, you could talk about Manchester United for 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's very much away from all of that. So then we come to a few montages. We could see that she's been working there for some time, and we see every morning when Meryl Streep's character come into the office, she just throws her bag and her coat down on Anne Hathaway's desk.
Yeah.
And
she's doing chores for her.
That's right.
She's kind of struggling to do it, but she's just about to manage all the chores.
That's right. Walking the dog,
buying
coffee, just dog's body work, if you see what I mean. It's one of these things in life. It's all about supply and demand. If there's a position in a job and the supply is so high, you can afford, or one would think, like they can afford to treat these workers like that, you know, just with a lot of disrespect, because so many people want your job, you know, and it's very much depicted there. Anyway, this is the S.O. Jackson radio show on topfm.net. We're here every Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and we're going to go away. We're going to play a couple of tracks now. We see you after this.
This is #1 champion sound. Yeah, Estelle, we about to get down. Who the hottest in the world right now? Just touched down in London town. Bet they give me a pound. Tell them put the money in my hand right now. Got a promoter, we need more seats. We just sold out all the floor seats.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. You'll be my American boy. He said, hey sister, it's really, really nice to meet ya. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just my type. Like the way he's speaking, his confidence is peaking. Don't like his baggy jeans, but I'ma like what's underneath it. And no, I ain't been to MIA. I heard the Cali never rains, and New York's wide awake. First, let's see the West End. I'll show you to my bedroom. I'm liking this American boy, American boy. Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come pick it with you. You'll be my American boy, American boy. Can we get away this weekend? Take me to Broadway. Let's go shopping, maybe then we'll go to a cafe. Let's go on the subway. Take me to your hood. I've never been to Brooklyn, and I'd like to see what's good. Dressed in all your fancy clothes, sneakers looking fresh to death. I'm loving those show toes. Walking that wall, talk that slick talk. I'm liking this American boy, American boy. Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. You'll be my American boy. Tell him walk one block.
Who killing them in the UK? Everybody gonna say UK. Reluctantly, cause most of this press don't with me. Estelle once said, tell me cool down, down. Don't act a fool now, now. Always act a fool, ow, ow. Ain't nothing new now, now. He me crazy, I know what you're thinking. Rapping, I know what you're drinking. Rap singer, chain blinger. Holla at the next chick soon as you're blinking. What's your persona about this Americana? Rhymer, am I shallow? Cause all my clothes designer. Dress smart like a London bloke. Before he speak, his suit be spoke. And you thought he was cute before. Look at this peacoat, tell me he's broke. And I know you ain't into all that. I heard your lyrics, I feel your spirit, but I still talk that cat ass. Cause a lot of wags wanna hear it. And I'm feeling like Mike at his baddest. Like the pips at the Gladys. And I know they love it, so they here with all that rubbish.
Would you be my lover? Could you be mine? Would you be my lover? Would you be mine? Could you be my lover? Would you be my American boy? American boy. Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to Chicago, San Francisco.
Let's be real.
So scandalous.
You know you wanna sing with us. That's why you know you should be scared of us. Nice smile, looks to kill. Straight talk, sex appeal. One touch gives me chills, and we ain't even close yet. Perfect all around, ain't been all over town. Show me how you get down, cause we ain't even close yet. Feeling and you got me feeling weak. Listen as I speak, cause I'm careful as I creep. You got me going crazy and you know I can't sleep. I'm watching your moves and you hypnotize me. You got me trembling like a little baby girl. You're so special, you're like diamonds and pearls. You got me spinning and you got me in a 12. You're my number one baby and you're bound to rock my world. You're dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two of us. A one night stand just ain't enough. I need some stimulation, baby. A little conversation, maybe. You got me spinning round like crazy. There goes my baby. Scandalous, so scandalous. Scandalous, so scandalous. Hot stuff, head to toe. Where you go, no one knows. You smile, plenty dough, and we ain't even close yet. Solid as a rock. How many ways can you hit the spot? Show me what you got, cause we ain't even close yet. Even then you got me feeling weak. Listen as I speak, cause I'm careful as I creep. You got me going crazy and you know I can't sleep. I'm watching your moves and you hypnotize me. You got me trembling like a little baby girl. You're so special, you're like diamonds and pearls. You got me spinning and you got me in a 12. You're my number one baby and you're bound to rock my world. You're dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two of us. A one night stand just ain't enough. I need some stimulation, baby. A little conversation, maybe. You got me spinning round like crazy. There goes my baby. Scandalous, so scandalous. Scandalous, a little conversation goes a long way. Show a little patience that you are here to stay. So show me that your game up. Dangerous, just get it up. The way you move, so scandalous. It's all about the two of us. A one night stand just ain't enough. I need some stimulation, baby. A little conversation, maybe. You got me spinning round like crazy. There goes my baby.
And welcome back to the S.O. Jackson radio show. This is on topfm.net. And a couple of tracks you just heard, they're both by British singers. The first one being American Boy by Estelle featuring Kanye West. And the other track is called Scandalous, and that's by Mystique, Alicia, Sabrina and Sue Elise. Great tracks. And remember, all the tracks we're doing tonight, you know, I've coined the phrase, I call it catwalk music. You know, you play it on the catwalk and you see those girls do their thing. Okay, so we're talking about The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, $35 million. 109 minutes. Shot in 57 days. What do you reckon?
It's 2 months.
Yeah, just under shy of 2 months. They got a couple of cat shows in this, and they went to Paris, America.
I think they spent a lot of time on the shots.
Yeah, they done well. But with this girl, Andy Sachs, played by Anne Hathaway, she's just landed herself a big job, you know, as an assistant to Miranda Priestley, played by Meryl Streep, at a magazine. It's supposed to be one of the biggest magazines, fashion magazines out there. It's called Runway. Anne Hathaway's character, basically, she's just doing a lot of dog's body work. She's growing increasingly attached to her job, and her friends and her family's noticing this. So we're at the scene now where her dad has flown into New York from the Midwest to see how his little bebe is doing. They're out at dinner. Meryl Streep's character, she's trapped in a storm in Miami. She can't get back to New York. So she interrupts Anne Hathaway, Andy Sachs's character, while she's at dinner with her father, and she says, "I'm stuck out here, get me back to New York. I need to get back to New York." What the director's doing there is showing this woman's kind of got power over her staff, you know, and especially over Anne Hathaway's character. The film, it's from a novel by Lauren Weisberger of the same name, The Devil Wears Prada. It was top set. Did you ever read the book?
No,
you read it?
No.
Okay, I haven't read it as well. Anne Hathaway's character couldn't organise a flight back.
It's impossible because there was a hurricane.
Yeah, I like it when her dad says, "What does she want you to do? Call a Coast Guard."
What does she want you to do? Call the National Guard and have her airlifted out of there?
Of course not. Could I do that?
It sounds like a good idea.
And I would imagine, like, she done that. She tried to call the Coast Guard to get her back.
Because these people in these positions, they think their bosses are really important. I mean, they are, but not to that degree where you have to call the military. Just because she doesn't want to stay in Miami overnight.
I would imagine that they are important to them because these are what these people want to do, and it's like a treadmill. Then when they become in a high position, they're going to treat their subordinates just like that, you know.
Yeah.
It just goes round and round, you know. Okay, so the next morning, Meryl Streep is giving Anne Hathaway's character another dressing down. You know, she said she missed her kid's recital or play or whatever. And, you know, she's bringing Anne Hathaway to tears, like, you know. And like what you just said, a lot of these bosses and a lot of people in power, they do this every day, you know. I've spoken to people before who were scared to go to work because their boss is a dragon. And in this, they call Meryl Streep the dragon, you know, the dragon boss, basically. It's one of these things that the Industrial Revolution has brought about by... I'm kidding, I ain't going to go down that road. Yeah, so she's giving her a dressing down and she brings her to tears.
I said to myself, go ahead. Take a chance. Hire the smart fat girl. Anyway, you ended up disappointing me more than any of the other silly girls.
I really did everything I could think of.
She just can't cope. She just thinks she's not good enough. It lowers her self-esteem, her confidence, and she just starts crying.
Do you think she realizes she's being a bit mean on her?
Yeah, she does, but she goes to get consultation from Stanley Tucci's character, Nigel. He's like a chief editor, art director for the magazine, and he says she's got every right to be like that. He tells Anne Hathaway, do you know how many people would jump into this job? Millions of women would literally take your place tomorrow. And she tells her how privileged she is. Buckle up and get on with it. Because Meryl Streep's character has to work hard. She's got deadlines and stuff like that. Yeah. So yes, we could say Meryl Streep is being a bit hard, but at the same time, you know, it's a business that they're running. No one put a gun to her head to take the job.
I can get another girl to take your job in 5 minutes. One who really wants it.
But I don't want to quit. That's not fair.
So he tells her to pull her finger out and just try and work harder and just get on with it, basically.
They become friends, like reluctant friends almost.
You think this is just a magazine? This is not just a magazine.
This is a shining beacon of hope.
He's probably seen a lot of women pass through this same position, go there, can't hack it, move out. But he gives that advice, and I believe she starts to take on board his counsel.
I think that he takes her to the wardrobe area and he gives her new clothes to wear.
Yeah, and that's where the kind of fairy tale bit comes in, if you see what I mean. You know, you get them fairy tales where...
basically written to appeal to most women, where they're surrounded by glamour, but also they get to wear fashionable clothes, and I'm sure many girls love this movie.
I'm not a girl. I like the movie as well, you know. It is a movie. It does have elements of hope, and it's got this attraction to you want her to succeed. You know she would succeed, but you're just wondering how she would succeed. And the end of it, it kind of delivers a kind of surprising ending.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
It was
you know.
pretty good ending.
And I thought it was quite brave for them to do the ending like that, because you would have thought like, oh, she would have stayed in her job and everything happy, and they done it in a nice way without upsetting the executive producers. I can imagine, because I know a lot of these Hollywood executive producers, they like happy endings in these movies. So they done a wonderful compromise there. So anyway, so Tucci's character, he's given her all these lovely clothes, Prada, Jimmy Choo's shoes.
This is an equivalent for this scene in a male-dominated movie would be like a Fast and the Furious film, where you see all these pimped up cars all in a driveway.
Yeah, or if you're talking about a fight movie, like you'd see the old Chinese guy train the guy, teaches him like 50 years of wailing martial arts in like 5 days. So it's a bit like that. So she walks into the office now. She's looking like rather pucker, if I must say. You know, she's all glammed up, new hairdo. She don't look like this Midwest girl from a small Midwest town anymore. She looked like a highfalutin, high-fashion glamazon, basically. New York glamazon, or somebody who's just Parisian. And you see Emily Blunt's character and the other girl, they say, is that thingy-bob you're wearing? And she says, yes. And you could just see them go, oh, gosh. What's wrong with these people?
They're threatened now. Especially Emily's character is threatened by this resurgence.
Yeah. But later on that day, we see her boyfriend. He comes out of his sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
He comes out. That's played by Adrian Grenier, by the way.
I think he's so whiny in this. He's such a,
he is a
annoying.
bit of a clingy, very clingy.
No,
but he comes out. He comes out the restaurant and he doesn't recognise her. It's nighttime. She's leaning up against the car, and he just go, wow, you know. So the next day, not just the next day, we see a lot of sequences of Anne Hathaway, montages of her getting the confidence now. She's dressing. She's looking really nice. She's got lots of different designer outfits on, so we could see like some time has passed on and she's really morphed into this, as I said, this glamazon, this high fashion character. You know, she's wearing the kind of stuff girls will kill for. You know, I've heard girls say, look at those boots, man, they're lovely. I said, they're boots. They say, no, you don't understand. And even Meryl Streep, she looks back on her as she's leaving, as Anne Hathaway's leaving her office, you know.
Yeah, a third of the film is montage sequences to speed up the storytelling. And make it more interesting.
Yeah, they have to do that, I think. They're at a restaurant, you know, typical New York kind of bar restaurant, and she's with her boyfriend. She's got a good friend, her best friend in this. She's an African American woman. She runs, I believe she's a curator or something in a gallery, and she's meeting up with her and a couple of other people. That's played by Tracy Thoms, by the way. Her name's Lily in this, and she gives Lily a bag. It's worth about $2,000. Lily's just going crazy over it. She give me back. And Anne Hathaway, she's just like bringing out all these kind of props, these goodies that she probably got from shows.
Leftovers.
A Bang & Olufsen telephone and other stuff that's really quite expensive, and her friends are going wild about it. Her boyfriend is not too impressed, and Anne Hathaway's phone rings, and it's obviously Meryl Streep's character, but her boyfriend takes the phone and says, oh, it's the dragon calling you.
I got it. It's, yep, the dragon lady.
Let me talk to her. No, okay, I need that.
And Hathaway, she's getting really annoyed. She finally gets the phone and she kind of cusses them. She said, "You lot are a bunch of idiots," and she walk away. So from that time, we see metamorphosis in her change. You know, she was naive, easygoing country girl. Now she's this New York vixen, like, you know, and she's just like kind of dissing her friends in a way. She thinks she's getting a bit above herself. So Anne Hathaway, she's been sent to this designer's place to pick up some material or skirts or something. So she leaves her friends at the cafe bar and she goes over to there. It's a kind of party going on. There's a lot of people drinking, a lot of smooching going on. And she's been given the items that she came for, and she meets this guy. He's an Australian actor, Simon Baker. He plays Christian Thompson. He's also a writer, is he?
Christian Thompson? You're kidding. No, you write for like every magazine. I love.
And he kind of fancies her.
Yeah,
I'm not sure she likes him.
I don't think she likes him.
She don't like him because she's got her boyfriend, and not because she's got her boyfriend. I just don't think she's too wrapped up into doing her work. Of course, she's got a familiarity with him. It kind of fancy, but she don't really like him.
And he represents that fashion world that she's starting to like. And she also meets this designer there that's important to later on in the film. His character is called James Holt, played by Danielle Sunjata.
Excuse me.
Hi.
I'm Andy. I'm picking up from Miranda Priestley.
Oh, yes, you must be the new Emily.
Have you seen him in anything? His face looked familiar in something.
I don't know.
So they're at this pre-fashion exhibition, so to speak. Go see, and Meryl Streep is looking at some of the fashion stuff that should be entering into the magazine for the next fall. Or
by that
John Holt character. Is it?
Yeah, by Danielle Sunjata's character.
Right.
And we hear how Meryl Streep rates each item of clothing with her facial features.
And when she purses her lips, that means she does not like it at all. And she did purse her lips, so James Holt, Daniel Sunjata's character, has to redo it again.
And of course, there's the pursing of the lips.
Which means?
Catastrophe.
Okay, this is the S.O. Jackson radio show. This is ontopfm.net. We're going to go away, play a couple of tracks, and we see you shortly.
On top in the house.
History in the making. Part 2. So crazy right now.
I look at stare so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame. Cause I know I don't understand just how your love can do it, no one else can. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your love got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy, your love got me looking so crazy, your love. When I talk to my friends so quietly, who we think he is? Look at what you did to me. Fitted shoes don't even need to buy a new dress. If you ain't there, ain't nobody else to impress. It's the way that you know what I thought I knew. It's the beat that my heart gets when I'm with you. But I still don't understand just how you look and do what no one else can. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your love got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy, your love got me looking so crazy, your love. Looking so crazy, your love got me looking so crazy, your love.
Young Hov, y'all know when the flow is loco. Young B and the ROC. OG, big homie, the one and only. Stick bony, but the pockets are fat like Tony. Soprano, the rock handle like Ben X2. I shake phonies, man, you can't get next to the genuine article. I do not sing though, I sling though. If anything, I bling yo. Star like Ringo, war like a Greensboro wreck. Crazy, bring your whole set. Jay-Z in the range, crazy in the range. They can't figure him out, they like, hey, is he insane? Yes, sir, I'm cut from a different cloth. My texture is the best firm chinchilla. I've been iller than chain smokers. How do you think I got the name over? I've been realer, the game's over. Fall back young, ever since I made the change over to platinum, the game's been a rap one.
Got me looking so crazy, my baby. I'm not myself lately. I'm foolish. I don't do this. I've been playing myself, baby. I don't care, 'cause your love's got the best of me, and baby you're making a fool of me. You got me sprung, and I don't care who sees, 'cause baby you got me, you got me, you got me so crazy, baby.
On top. Let's be real.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah. I think it's special what's behind your back. Yeah. So turn around and I'll pick up the slack. Yeah. Take up to the bridge. Dirty babe. You see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Take it to the chorus.
Come here, girl.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Come to the back.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
VIP.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Drinks on me.
Go ahead, be
Let me see
gone
what
with
you're
it.
twerking with.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Look at those hips.
Go ahead, be gone with
You
it.
make me smile.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Go ahead, child.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The motherfuckers don't know how to act. Yeah. Don't let me make up for the things you lack. Yeah. 'Cause you're burning up, I gotta get it fast. Yeah. Listen. Dirty babe. You see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way.
Take it to the chorus. Come here, girl.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Come to the back.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
VIP.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Drinks on me.
Go ahead, be
Let me see
gone
what
with
you're
it.
twerking with.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Look at those hips.
Go ahead, be gone with
You
it.
make me smile.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Go ahead, child.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
Get your sexy out.
Go ahead, be gone with it.
On top in the house. Get your sexy out.
Okay, and welcome back to the SL Jackson radio show. This is ontopfm.net. The two tracks you just listened to, the first one from Beyonce and Jay-Z, and that's Crazy in Love. The next one being Sexy Back, and that's Justin Timberlake. And we're discussing the 2006 fashionistic glamazon movie, The Devil Wears Prada. And it's about a woman, she's from the Midwest, she's a young girl, about 22 years old, played by Anne Hathaway. Her name is Andy Sack. She's been in New York for some time now, and she just landed herself a big job with Runway, a big fashion magazine, and the chief editor of Runway is Mel Streep. Her name is Miranda Priestley, and she works under as a assistant. And also it's got Emily Blunt in it and Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, and she, first of all, hates her job. She's just in it to be a journalist, to get experience and contact. And then she starts to like it, and it alienates her boyfriend and her best friends. And even the assistant, Emily Blunt, feels a threat by her being good at her job. And she even becomes fashionable. At the start, she wasn't fashionable at all, and she's tasked with this job to go to Meryl Streep's house and deliver the latest cover.
Yeah, it's a
and
book,
dry cleaning,
basically.
and
yeah.
dry cleaning.
And dry cleaning, and she doesn't know where to put anything because she was instructed to put the book on a table, which the table's got flowers on, and she enters the foyer, as they call it, but it's a hallway, and she sees a few tables with flowers on it, and she doesn't know where to put the book. And we got Meryl Streep's twins. They're about 6-7 years old. They instruct her to bring the book up, and she was told by Emily Blunt's character, don't talk to anybody and definitely do not go upstairs into the house. She does everything the opposite to that. So the twins instruct her, it's okay, you could bring the book up. So she creeps up the stairs slowly.
It's a beautiful house.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful townhouse, probably in Greenwich.
Maybe it's in the Upper East Side of near Central Park or...
No. The houses like that, I would imagine, they're more like in Greenwich or Tribeca or Chelsea area. Yeah. It looks like that kind of design.
It's like
I would imagine.
6 floors.
Yeah,
Must be
really nice.
Expensive.
But anyway, so she goes up the stairs. She's confronted by Meryl Streep and her husband. They're having like an argument. And we do need that part in the film because we could see that her husband's going through the same thing as Anne Hathaway's boyfriend is. They're playing second fiddle to potentially powerful women. Well, Meryl Streep is powerful in this. These things bring a lot of problems and can bring a lot of problems in relationships where you got, especially it's a male-dominated world where you got these females climbing the ladder, and men who can't handle that or choose not to handle that, it does bring problems. So she kind of slices bread into that discussion. She comes in halfway through that discussion.
I sat there waiting for you for almost an hour.
I told you that the cell phones didn't work. Nobody could get a signal out.
And I knew what everyone in that restaurant was thinking. There he is, waiting for her again.
Meryl Streep's husband and Meryl Streep, they both look on her. So we cut from that. And in the morning,
she sees her vulnerability. She sees her in a vulnerable position.
I just think that it's just intrusive. You don't want your work people, or especially your subordinate work people, to know that side of your life, basically. And she just finds it intrusive. And she's supposed to be a very, very private person in this movie. So she comes in the next morning. She's warned by Emily Blunt. Somehow it got to her what happened, and she thinks she's just going to get fired because of it. But surprisingly, she doesn't. She's
given a test, a challenge.
Yeah.
And it's to get the latest manuscript for the unreleased Harry Potter book.
Miranda, about last night,
I need the new Harry Potter book for the twins.
And I like the fact that they have a lot of real-world brands in this film. It gives it a more realistic touch. Not just the fashion icons, but also stuff like Harry Potter, Starbucks, Mac, computers.
And real people as well. There's quite a few famous, 1 and 2 famous designers or fashion journalists in this as well. It's interesting. It makes a film, it gives that realistic thing to the film. And that steak looked juicy. She's told to collect a steak.
Grilled.
Beautiful, isn't it? Makes me hungry. And with the Harry Potter books, she can't get it from anywhere. Then after she just sees on a bus an advertising about a book or something.
Christian Thompson's name comes up.
That's
guy
it.
she
met earlier, a few days ago. So she calls him up and she asks if he's got any contacts that could get him the manuscript and that. But basically, she thinks she's fluffed it. There's no way she could get Harry Potter manuscript within the time frame that's been set by her.
And she goes to her office, she's running back, she serves her the steak with some parsley or mint. Obviously Meryl Streep's character is still annoyed with her, and she says, I'm not going to eat the steak, I'm going to go eat outside. By the way, make sure the Harry Potter books are with my daughters by the end of today or you're fired.
She obviously she assumes or presumes that there's no way she's going to succeed on that test, so she rings her boyfriend, the sous chef, at work, and says she's lost her job. She jumps the gun and says she's lost her job.
Or she's going to quit.
Yeah, and her boyfriend's quite happy. Yeah. He's kind of saying, oh wow,
I can get the old girlfriend back.
Yeah.
Because I think guys are threatened by change. They sense their girlfriends are changing, or if your boyfriends are changing, you're going to worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about insecurities. But as she puts down the phone, Christian Thompson rings her and says he could do it. He's got the manuscripts. He suggests that they meet at a hotel across town, and she rushes all the way there. It's a swanky hotel. They meet in a bar area. He gives her the manuscript, and of course, a lot of these things comes with a price tag. It comes with attachments to it. Attachments he finds are attractive, and he's putting down an installment for a future date or a future door opener. So she gets back to the office, she delivers a manuscript. Meryl Streep says, what can I just do with one? And she says, no, I had the other two binded in this thing so it doesn't look like a manuscript. Then they do an intercut onto the twins on the train, and she said, I'm giving it to the twins. They're reading it now on their way to wherever they're going with their nanny. Meryl Streep says,
She's like, she's had a...
She's excited.
Yeah, she's very excited to see her do her job.
Anne Hathaway's back in her apartment. Her boyfriend arrives home. He's brought home probably some nice food from the restaurant. He's all happy. He wants to celebrate her losing her job. And she says, no, I've got the job back,
Man, they charge like $5 a strawberry there. But I figure, since you quit your job, we should celebrate.
Listen, Nate.
Yeah, I'm working back there. He's very disappointed, but I don't know.
I know, he's so lame.
Yeah, so he's very disappointed, and she has to try and reassure him. And the next day now, we're at a fashion shoot in Central Park. They're doing a theme on jungle meets the city. Looks quite exciting. Anne Hathaway comes along there, and it's been directed by Stanley Tucci. The fashion shoot, he's probably heading it up, doing the styling and he's overlooking everything.
So how does this work, this fashion world?
They're doing a shoot for the magazine, and you have the art director who be overlooking everything, but photography is also important as well to capture the essence and the style of the magazine. Then you've got the stylist, that's very important, on the concept that they want to create for the girls, and the makeup artist. So it's kind of like how we would shoot a film, but it's a bit more intense all at once, because obviously they've got to book a lot of all these expensive models, girls who don't get out of their bed for less than 10 grand a day or something. And so they'll have a meeting, and they'll choose the shots that goes into the next edition of the magazine. So most magazines, they work off 12 editions, one for each month throughout the year, and sometimes they'll have like a celebrative edition, a special one, or it's very like intense and very fast paced. Turnover is very quick. Photographers that earn vast amounts of money because they work well, they're in fashion with the zeitgeist of the fashion industry of the time. Just same with models as well, they could earn copious amounts of money a day, Then you've got the designers, and it all feeds back to the top shops of the world, or the Selfridges, or whatever.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, incidentally, as we're talking, the top fashion cities, New York comes in at number 1, London is at number 2. No, sorry, you've got Hong Kong at number 2, London's number 3. You've got Tokyo, Milan, Madrid, Barcelona, Sydney,
Paris.
Paris, of course. Yeah, so all these cities have their fashion shows and what's not.
And then we see a scene where they're having a meeting in the office with Meryl Streep and Stanley Tucci and all their heads of department, and Emily Blunt's character is ill.
She's got like the flu, a worse scenario of the flu, because they're going to a special dinner or gathering that evening. Emily Blunt's character, she looks quite dire, really sick and ill and coughing everywhere. Anne Hathaway's character, she's going home for the evening, and just as she's leaving the building, she gets a call to say she's got to assist with that evening because Emily Blunt's character is ill. But also, we must mention, it's her boyfriend's birthday.
Actually, need to get to Magnolia Bakery before it closes. It's Nate's birthday tonight, so we're having a little party for him.
And she was happy to be going home early and spend some time with him. And you know the sous chef, man, he's gonna be pretty peed off.
Yeah, he can't understand just that his girlfriend needs a year to make it here.
Yeah,
he's just doesn't understand it. Now Emily Blunt's informing
Anne Hathaway that she's got to learn the names of all the guests, all them VIP guests who's going to be at the party tonight. That's how it usually works, you know, when you got, not just in fashion, banking, law, anything, when you're very, very high profile and people are coming up to you all the time, you expect your assistant to give you a rundown on who this person is, because, you know, you meet so many people all the time. So Anne Hathaway's character, she's got to learn the name. She's given this black book and it's filled up with all these pictures and photos of the VIP guests. So anyway, they arrive for this swanky ball. Anne Hathaway's looking fine in this nice dress and everything. And I like when Emily Blunt meets Anne Hathaway, comments on her and says, "Oh, you're looking skinny." Emily Blunt, you know, she smiles and says, "Oh, really? Like, you know, I've just been eating," as I said earlier, she says, "I've just been eating a piece of cheese when I feel hungry."
And they look good.
So they're at dinner. So they're at the party now. You see Meryl Streep. She's like engrossed in talking to different VIP dignitaries, and basically there's a guy that's about to a couple, man and woman, who's about to come over to Meryl Streep, and Meryl Streep do not remember their name, and she asks Emily's character, "Who's this?" And Emily's like coughing and she's very sick. You can see like she can't focus, concentrate properly. She's going, Anne Hathaway's character, she's trying to be kind. She don't want to say it straight away. She want to give her a chance to say it, but then she realized she has to say it. She tells them a name.
It's Ambassador Franklin, and that's the woman that he left his wife for, Rebecca.
And she gives them a quick history on the couple.
She wasn't being kind. She was being she gave off the image of being kind. But if she was kind, she would have whispered it to her.
No,
to
but
Emily.
she was on the other side, so she could have whispered.
She could have. She wanted to take her opportunity like a shark. And she whispered it to Meryl Streep in person rather than doing it to Emily. So she kind of screwed her over.
I'm not too sure.
I think that's what it's depicting in this scene.
I'm not too sure.
That she's very competitive.
Yeah, but if she was, she would have jumped in straight away. So you could see like she was waiting to see if she could say the name. Because Meryl Streep, she's sandwiched between the two girls. So she would have heard her anyway.
And that's like, she took advantage of her slip up.
I don't think so, because as I said, she would have said it to her straight away. She even thanked her for telling her the name. It could be seen both ways. It could be seen both ways. But anyway, so she runs from the Anne Hathaway's late for her boyfriend's little do. So she runs from, after the party, she runs from there. She bumps into Christian Thompson on the way out, and Christian Thompson says, "Hey, you know, you going already, you know?" And she says, "Yes, my boyfriend's birthday or do or something." And he says, "Why don't you come in, have a drink, I can introduce you to a couple of editors or a big time editor." And she's kind of thinking, and she says, "No, that's okay. We'll take a rain check on it." And he says, "Okay, it's up to you. If you want to make it in this business, you know, it's important you meet these people." So she doesn't do it. She jumps into the car, the chauffeur-driven car, and she heads back to the boyfriend's party, supposed to be. So obvious, it's over now. And she comes into the apartment. The boyfriend's watching television anyway, and she comes in with this little angel cake with one candle burning. He switches off the telly. He's like throwing his toys out the pram. But in all honesty, you know, it was his birthday, you know, she should have made the effort. I don't know, you know, and she's got a career, so...
Conflict.
There is a difference there. Okay, this is SL Jackson radio show, and we're going to play a couple of tracks and hit us back after this.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. Nigga, I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from. Yankee game. Shit, I made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee can. You should know I bleed blue, but I ain't a crypto. But I got a gang of niggas walking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot. Corners where we selling rock. Africa been by the shit. Home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap, dollar cap, holla back. For foreigners it ain't fair, they act like they forgot how to act. 8 million stories out there in the naked city. It's a pity half of y'all won't make it. Me, I got a plug special ed, I got it made. If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 dice CeeLo, 3 card Marley. Labor Day parade, rest in peace Bob Marley. Statue of Liberty, long live the World Trade, long live the King, yo. I'm from the Empire State. That's
they serving on a platter. So what we gon' have, dessert or dessert?
I never thought I'd be in love like this. When I look at you, my mind goes on a trip. Then you came in and knocked me on my face. Feels like I'm in a race, but I already won first place. I never thought I'd fall for you as hard as I did. You got me thinking about our life, our house and kids. Yeah. Every morning I look at you and smile. 'Cause boy, you came around and you knocked me down. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down.
I never thought I'd hear myself say, y'all go ahead. I think I'm gonna kick it with my girl today. I used to be commander-in-chief on my pimp ship, flying high. Till I met this pretty little missile, it shot me out the sky. Hate to know I'm crashing, don't know how it happened, but I know it feels so damn good. Said if I could go back and make it happen faster, don't you know I would, baby, if I could. Missing deep to the fullest, the load never too much. She helping me pull it, she shot the bullet, fell into that life. I swear to you, the pimp in me just died tonight, girl. Sometimes love, oh, it comes around and it knocks you down. When it knocks you down, when it knocks you down. Sometimes
welcome back to the S.O. Jackson Radio Show. This is ontopfm.net. And remember that we're here every Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning GMT. And a couple of tracks you just heard. The first one being by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, and that's Empire State. A great New York anthem, that is. And the next track was by Kerry Hilson featuring Kanye West, and that's Knock You Down. Another marvelous track. Okay, we're talking about the 2006 movie, The Devil Wears Prada, starring Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt's in it, and Stanley Tucci and Simon Baker. It's about a girl who comes from the Midwest, settles down in New York. She's living there with her boyfriend. She lands this high-powered job as an assistant, believe it or not, working for a powerful woman, Miranda Priestley, played by Meryl Streep. Basically, she's kind of climbing her way up the ladder. She's impressing upon Meryl Streep. She started off a bit raggedy around the edges, you know, but now she's found her footing and she's doing quite well. Because of her workload and her commitments, Anne Hathaway disappointed her boyfriend who she lives with. You know, she couldn't make it to his little birthday party.
I'm so sorry. I kept trying to leave, but there was a lot going on, and, you know, I didn't have a choice.
Don't worry about it.
And so the next day now, Anne Hathaway has been summoned to see Meryl Streep at her townhouse. Meryl Streep is so impressed with her that she says that she's going to be taking her to Paris instead of Emily Blunt's character. Yeah. And she's got to deliver the bad news to Emily Blunt's character that she will be going to Paris instead of her.
Paris is the most important week of my entire year. I need the best possible team with me. That no longer includes Emily.
And she's not too happy about that. You know, she feels kind of quite screwed up about it. I don't know whether it's that she's got to deliver the bad news or whether she's taking over a job from someone, you know, who she knows they love that job, you know. Emily Blunt's character says she's just been eating pieces of cheese for the last how many weeks to get to slim down and so that she could go to Paris and get those dresses and have a great time. Yeah, so she's not really too pleased about that.
Miranda, Emily would die. Her whole life is about Paris. She hasn't eaten in weeks. I can't do that, Miranda. I can't.
And she's back at home now. Her boyfriend is, you know, saying, come to bed, you know, why are you up so late? And, you know, he's kind of whining all the time. And, you know, I think the relationship is going downhill. You know, they say with success comes many unsuccessful perils. So I suppose that's true to some sense. The next morning in the office, Anne Hathaway's still not happy that she's got to deliver this news to Emily to tell her that she cannot come. Meryl Streep walks into the office, and this is interesting because usually Meryl Streep will be throwing down her coat and bag onto Anne Hathaway's desk, but then she throws it onto Emily's desk, and that is the signal to say, girl, you've made it. She's now above Emily Blunt's character, and Meryl Streep warns her again to tell Emily Blunt's character that she won't be coming to Paris. Anne Hathaway picks up the phone. She calls Emily Blunt's character. Emily Blunt's character's running late. She's got a lot of bags in her hand. She's running around in the streets of New York. She says, yeah, I know I'm late. I'm coming to the office soon. Just hold the fort for me. You know, she's talking. When you're walking on the street, don't use your mobile phone. You come crashing into everybody. So she's got these bags and she's talking, kind of hopping, skipping, talking. Anne Hathaway's about to tell her that she won't be going to New York, but before she could say anything further, Emily Blunt's character, bang, she gets knocked over by New York's finest taxi, and that lands her in hospital. At the hospital now, we see she's probably just broken her leg and got a few bruises here and there.
I don't care if she was going to fire you or beat you with a red-hot poker. You should have said no.
Emily, I didn't have a choice. Oh, you know how she is.
Please, that is a pathetic excuse.
And it's interesting because while she's in the hospital, we already learnt Anne Hathaway has told Emily Blunt that she obviously won't be going to New York. But I think it's nice of her to tell the truth because she could have just had not gone because of her state in hospital. So she did own up to her and say, you know, I'll be taking your place. And we see the hospital porter deliver some food and she just woofs it down. You know, all the carbs, sugar, and everything. Like, you know, she's hungry. It's a hungry girl.
She's really upset with her.
Yeah, she's peed off with her. But she shouldn't be really because, well, she won't be able to take on the responsibilities of that job if her leg's in casting, you know. So, next scene we see Anne Hathaway at a gallery show with a girlfriend of 15 years. BBF, do they say?
Yeah.
Best of whatever it's called. I don't know all this.
Best BFF.
BFF or BMB or
BSS.
Or BSS or BS?
Yeah.
Is it BSS? Yeah, anyway, so she's at a gallery show with her best friend. Her best friend's putting on a show, Lily, played by Tracy Toms. Then from out the blue, Christian Thompson happens to be at the show as well. He gets into a conversation with Anne Hathaway and he tells her, you know, I'll be going to Paris as well around when that show is on, and I'll be staying at a hotel across the road from where the show is. And he asks her to, you know, they should meet up and have dinner.
Yeah.
And she kind of says, well, you know, she's just trying to play the game a bit.
And he gives her a kiss on the cheek, which she likes. She closes her eyes.
Yeah, and she looks back at him as well.
She notices that her best friend sees her.
You know, so everybody's feeling insecure around Anne Hathaway, you know, and it's a syndrome that I haven't coined this phrase. It's actually what psychologists use. It's called monarch slave, when they try to tie down somebody. But I'm going to go more into it when we'll be reviewing and discussing the film Black Swan with Natalie Portman in a few weeks' time. So that will show the monarch slave syndrome in that. But everybody kind of wants a piece of Anne Hathaway, you know. They want her to be this little girl who everybody's kind of controlling bits of her.
For the last 16 years, I've known everything about that Andy. But this person, this glamazon who skulks around in corners with some random hot fashion guy, I don't get her.
So her best friend is a bit peed off with her as well. And then her boyfriend, the sous chef, Nate, he comes in and he just says, what did I say? What's wrong? So he chases after her. They have a little argument. Like, obviously, he's still a bit sore about her not spending enough time with him, and she's trying to defend her corner.
Didn't have a choice, okay? Miranda asked me and I couldn't say no.
I know, that's your answer for everything lately. I didn't have a choice. You know, I wouldn't care if you were out there pole dancing all night, as long as you did it with a little integrity. You used to say this was just a job. You used to make fun of the runway girls. What happened? Now you've become one of them.
Then the phone rings and it happens to be someone from the office or even Meryl Streep's character, and he just says, you know, we're done.
Yeah, it's a mutual breakup.
The person whose call you always take, that's the relationship you're in. He's not too happy. She says basically, yeah, maybe it's good that she is going to Paris because they can have a little time spent away from each other. They're done, basically, you know, they've finished. So next scene, we see them in Paris. We see the Champs-Élysées, and we see...
Oh yeah, we're in Paris now. We see the Champs-Élysées, we see the Tour de Eiffel, we see all these monuments in France, and we see a fashion show with Valentino.
You can see where the money went in on this movie. They actually really built this fashion show. These fashion shows, it's a montage of different fashion shows we see. They don't show much of it though, so it's interesting.
Yeah, this scene is shot differently to the rest of the film. It's more rapid action, handheld camera, zoom-ins, shakiness. Feels like it's a live event. And then we see Meryl Streep's character, Miranda Priestley, with Anne Hathaway's character, mingling in with famous model types.
And designers as well, isn't it? Isn't that Valentino in there?
And she meets Simon Baker, the guy that's interested in her. They're linking up, talking, and then we see later on she walks into Miranda Priestley, Meryl Streep's character's hotel room. She looks like she's not in a good place right now. She just divorced her husband.
Well, they're getting a divorce. He's filing for divorce, and she's very depressed. Apparently, she kind of spills the beans to Anne Hathaway's character that this is her second or third marriage, and that it's made known that the twins, they're not for her present husband, and she's concerned about the newspapers and the media. Her private life is going to be splashed all over page 6. It's nice the way how they just made her look so worn out in this.
No, Yeah, she suggested herself that she shouldn't wear makeup in this scene.
Yeah, and it works. It works. It's always a good thing when actors could give a director, you know, good props.
That's why Meryl Streep, she's been nominated over 15 times for an Oscar.
I don't really care what anybody writes about me, but my girls, it's just so unfair to the girls.
It attaches these two characters right now.
Yeah, but
up.
what I thought like they were going to really get a lot closer. When I was watching this first, I thought like, I don't know, I just thought there was going to be a lot more closeness between them. They're going to kind of become like a mother and daughter relationship. And it's good that it didn't go that way because,
Meryl Streep, she's too cold.
It also would have been good if you could see that. So everybody's got a soft side to them. If you could have seen that soft side with her and she taken her on like a daughter figure, but that would have been too romanticized and predictable. So it's good the way they done it.
Yeah.
Earlier on during the day, Simon Baker character, the writer, he asked Anne Hathaway if they could link up and go for dinner. So she's just preparing herself for that, but she get a knock from the door from Stanley Tucci's character, Nigel. And Nigel says, you know, he wants to celebrate with her with some champagne, that he's got a job working for James Holt's new company. They're going to form a partnership for a new designer media company or something of that nature. It's a big company, spin-off from the Runway magazine. So he's very pleased, he's very keen, you know, so he's going to be leaving Meryl Streep's Runway company.
He'll finally be independent.
Yeah. And he says he can finally do what he wants to do. So he's very, very happy. But there's a twist coming up with that shortly. So then we see Anne Hathaway's character with Simon Baker. They're having dinner and we see them smooching with each other. They're talking. And then they're walking late night in Paris.
He's flirting.
It's all romantic. He kisses her. She kind of says, oh, no, I just broke up with my boyfriend, you know, giving it the I'm not easy routine. Then after he proceeds and she gives in to him. Next shot is with them actually in the hotel room. So they've made love. They spent the night together. And then as she's waking up in the morning, she sees this preview of Runway magazine depicting that Meryl Streep is no longer going to be in charge of Runway, and she finds it a bit of a double-cross, sneaky behaviour. She confronts Simon about this, and he basically says, yes, the board of directors or the owners are throwing out Meryl Streep's character.
Of what American Runway will look like when Jacqueline Follet is the new editor-in-chief.
They're replacing Miranda?
Yeah. And she's bringing me in to run all the editorial content.
This is the S.O. Jackson radio show, so join us shortly for the finale.
Shut up, Harlan, Blue, can't tell. Yo, hey, yo, boom, yo, hey, yo, dirty. So what's that supposed to be about, baby? Get free up your vibe and stop acting crazy. Reminisce on all the good times daily. Why you trying to pose like I be acting shady? What's that supposed to be about, baby? Get free up your vibe and stop acting crazy. Shut up, Paul, I'll give it a good loving daily. Now you trying to pose like I be acting shady.
You say you love me, but you're never there for me. Yeah. You'll be crying, slowly dying when I decide to leave. All we do is make up, then break up. Why don't we wake up and see? When love hurts, it won't work. Maybe we need some time alone. We need to let it breathe.
So what's that supposed to be about, baby? Get free up your vibe and stop acting crazy. Reminisce on all the good times daily. Why you trying to pose like I be acting shady?
You're only lonely when you're home. You ain't got a ride on no loot. Yeah. Then comes the drama. Some other girl is claiming she's going out with you. All we do is make up, then break up. Why don't we wake up and
be about, baby. Get free up your mind and stop acting crazy. To the fourth time, I make it very clear to you, you're very dear to me, and all me have me share to you, me not unfair to you. Woman, I want to really make you know that I will always join here to you. But me know me not no fear to you. Me stand up like a man and I'll be there because I care for you. Long time you're telling me not a girl I compare to you. Woman, if you leave me now, I'm gonna shed a lot of tears for you. You want to breathe and still you're not exhaling. Say you want to leave cause this relationship failing. Ain't nobody said that it would be smooth sailing. Girl, I want to know why you're bailing. Ship yo, so what's that supposed to be about, baby? Get free up your mind and stop acting.
Let's be real.
Come on. Ha, sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage off instinct. Just don't think, stink pink gators. My Detroit players. Tim's for my hooligans in Brooklyn. Dead right, if the head right, Biggie there, air night. Papa been smooth since days of under rules. Never lose, never choose to. Bruise, cruise, who? Do something to us. Talk, go through us. Girls want to us, wanna do us. Screw us, who us? Yeah, Papa and Plum. Close like Starsky and Hutch, stick to clutch. Yeah, I squeeze 3 at your cherry M3. Bang every MC easily. Easily. Recently, frontin' ain't saying nothing, so I just speak my peace. Keep my peace. Cubans with the Jesus peace. With my peace. Packing, asking who want it. You got it, flaunt it. That Brooklyn bull is we on it.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake.
I put Austin NY onto DKNY. Miami, DC, prefer Versace. That's right. All Philly, know it's Moschino. Every cutie with the booty, boy, the coochie. Now who's the real dookie? Meaning who's really this Rod Frank White push the 6 or the Lexus LX 4.5 bulletproof glass tips. If I want some more, gon' blast squeeze first. Ask questions last. That's how most of these so-called gangsters pass. At last, rapping about blunts and broads. Bras, menage a trois, sex and expensive cars, and still leave you on the pavement. Condo paid for, no car payment. At my arraignment, note for the plaintiff. Your daughter's tied up in the Brooklyn basement. Face it, not guilty. That's how I stay true. Richer than richer, so you just come and get me. Come on.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake.
I can fill you with real millionaire shit. That's cargo, my cargo, 160, swiftly. Wreck it by your new one. Your crew run, your crew run. I know you sick of this name brand with flows, girl, stay heat, sweet like licorice. So get with this, it's easy. Girlfriend, here's a pin. Call me round 10, come through, have sex on rough, that's Persian. Come up to your job, hit you while you're working, for certain. Papa freaking, not speaking, leave that leaking like rapper demo. Tell them, take their clothes off slowly. Kill them with the force like COVID. It's black like Kobe, watch me roam like Roman. Lucky they don't owe me, where to say, show me, homie.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me.
On top, in the house.
And welcome back to the S.O. Jackson Radio Show. This is on topfm.net. And a couple of tracks you just heard. The first one from Blue Contrell featuring Sean Paul, and that's called Breathe. And the last track was by Biggie Smalls, and that was Hypnotized. 2 great tracks there. And all the tracks we're featuring on tonight's show, we like to coin the phrase of their catwalk music. You know, great music for the girls and models to strut their stuff on a catwalk. The finale of the 2006 The Devil Wears Prada. What we got?
It's a romantic comedy starring Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, and Stanley Tucci. It's meant to be about the fashion industry in New York and Paris. Anne Hathaway's character, Andy Sachs, has entered into this personal assistant job for Meryl Streep's character, a very high position in a magazine. She has ambitions to be a journalist herself, so she's using this job as a stepping stone for experience and contacts and to better her CV. And she ends up liking this job, and she ends up impressing Meryl Streep's character, Miranda Priestley. And she overtakes the other assistant, Emily Blunt's character, and she ends up being in a very good position with Miranda Priestley. She ends up joining her in Paris for a very important part of the year for many fashion people, where there's a fashion shows going on there. And she breaks up with her boyfriend, who's disillusioned with this change in her. She meets up with a guy who's in tune with the fashion industry. She sleeps with him, but I don't think she likes him that much. And she finds out that Miranda Priestley, Meryl Streep's character, is going to get fired as editor-in-chief for Runway magazine. And she's trying to warn her now. It's a lot of conspiracy going on at this moment.
And this part of the film, it kind of switched genres just for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like as if you were watching a thriller film just for 5 minutes in this. And I love the Paris backdrop on all this. It looks very thriller-esque, if I could use that word.
Yeah, so she's trying to warn Meryl Streep, and Meryl Streep's pretending she didn't hear her say that she's gonna get fired. So she's like, ignorance is bliss, you know? That's what it feels like. She's not listening to Anne Hathaway about what she's saying, that she's going to get fired. If we know why, we find out why she's not listening. There's a speech, there's like a conference in the hotel. Of course, earlier we said Stanley Tucci's character found out that he's going to take over John Holt's.
He's going to go into partnership.
John Holtz, with John Holtz. That he's going to run that fashion label, and that's this new label, and that he's going to finally break away from Meryl Streep's magazine. And so he's presenting this conference and calls Meryl Streep's character over to the podium. She's looking very elegant. There's a lot of very important fashion people in this room, glamorous. And she gives a speech.
It transpires that John Holt doesn't choose his Tucci's character.
Well, I don't think it's John Holt.
Yeah, the financiers behind the new venture, they do not choose Tucci's character to take that new job. Instead, they choose another friend, business colleague of Meryl Streep.
And it's my great happiness today to announce to you all that that person is my friend and long-time esteemed colleague, Jacqueline Follet.
And that was the tactic that she had done because she knew the conspiracy that was going on with her. She had to kind of like sacrifice Tucci's character. He had to be the slaughtered lamb so that she could stay with the magazine.
Because the person that was going to take over Meryl Streep's character has been given Stanley Tucci's original.
That's right. That leaves Tucci out in the cold, basically.
Well, he's going to stick with the magazine. And
Well, he said that whether Meryl Streep will give him the job back, he's not too sure. And he whispers that to Hathaway's character. The crux of the story is that Meryl Streep knew that there was a conspiracy against her. And as I said, there's 5 minutes there where it's filmed like a thriller. Kind of goes back in time where she negotiates with the executive directors of Runway magazine to say if they throw her out, she's taken all her photographers, all her contacts with her.
All the models.
Yeah, and all the
modeling
models.
companies.
Yeah, and these things usually happen in very big organizations where the top person, they make sure, you know, if they're not given a big pay bonus to leave or something, you know, all their people's going with them and this and that. Because one, they can't afford to look embarrassed. You know, it would be hard for them to build up themselves, all those years of hard work. You know, they're a brand within a brand, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So she gets to stay, and she tells Anne Hathaway's character the full story.
Yeah, in the back of a Mercedes.
And the conspiracy and everything. And Anne Hathaway tries to play the noble judge here to say, you know, how could you behave like that? And Meryl Streep's character reminds her, you done the same thing to Emily, remember? You know, this is the business we're in, you know.
This is a great scene, I think. It feels like these people are royalty and what they're doing is very important. But at the same time, it's obviously not. Maybe to them it is, but it's got that cutthroat, backstabbing, royalty type thing that's been going on for centuries.
It's all of the dark arts kind of stuff. As I just said, it happens in all walks of life, all walks of business, and not just high business. It happens on low-level ghetto gangs to high-level sophisticated enterprises. You know, it's all about leadership and taking down the next person and conspiring and backstabbing. I believe it was was the Romans. Anytime when their commanders won a battle, the top boss would have them killed because they would be afraid their popularity will grow so much that it would take over their job. So there's little nuances that I like about this film, although it's like comedy, drama, typical Hollywood kind of wishy-washy kind of stuff. It does have a lot of truths to it, and you can see the script is intelligent in that way to bring in tiny elements like this, and it still maintains its kind of colourful bubblegum appeal, if I could use those words, you know. So hats off to David Frankel. Basically, Meryl Streep reminds her what Anne Hathaway done to Emily Blunt's character.
I couldn't do what you did to Nigel, Miranda. I couldn't do something like that. You already did.
And they're on their way to some other kind of fashion event. And so they're in the Mercedes when this conversation takes place. When the Mercedes draws up at the fashion event, Meryl Streep gets out and
she tells her, listen, everyone wishes they were us.
Andrea, everybody wants this. Everybody wants to be us.
Yes.
She puts her glasses on, and it's like those magazines with those pictures of the models with sunglasses, and it's very glamorous. And you can tell this is disillusioned Anne Hathaway's character, and I think it's her last moment at the top.
That's right.
You know, it's her last moment. She's giving up this life. It's not for her. So she sees Meryl Streep get out the car, go up the stairs. She's being photographed. And Anne Hathaway just walks away. She turns her back to her, and then Meryl Streep realizes Anne Hathaway's not with her anymore, and she's kind of shocked. And it's a great scene.
Then Anne Hathaway's walking past a water fountain. Her phone starts to ring. We could see the close-up on that is from Meryl Streep's character. She looks on it for a little bit, then after she smiles and throws the phone into the fountain. Nice phone as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're still in Paris, obviously, and then it dissolves back to New York.
We see that her and her boyfriend, they make it up.
He's moved to Boston.
He's moving to Boston, and
really
she's getting a job in New York, basically. They made it up, but the relationship, I would imagine, is kind of frizzled out. And again, I think the director and the producers probably had to have the conversation. Does she sleep with Simon's character, Simon Baker character?
Yeah, they do.
And but I'm saying, if she sleeps with him, we cannot get them back together. Because these are like executive producer driven films. It's not like, to tell you the truth, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how the book finished. Maybe someone could send us a Twitter, a message, and tell us if it finishes this way. She goes for another job interview, and the guy at the job interview says we had a reference from Meryl Streep's character advising us to take you on. She gets the job, and
she's walking into the streets of New York. She calls Emily Blunt's character, tells her, listen, you can have all my clothes from Paris. Emily Blunt's happy, but she's hidden this from Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway, in the final moment of the film, sees Meryl Streep enter into her car. She waves at Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep acknowledges her. She sees her. She gets in the car. She sees Anne Hathaway walk away, and she smiles. I think she appreciates her and what she did for her.
But she still tells the driver to go on. So that's indicating to the audience, I haven't changed. I'm still this dragon. So let's drive the car. And Anne Hathaway giving away her clothes to Emily Blunt's character, I think that's a metaphor to say, you can have back the life that I took from you. Okay, 2006, baby. The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Very good.
Good movie. Entertaining, man. It's kind of movie like, for a guy's point of view, and I know this may sound sexy, it's kind of movie like, if you're always watching like action movies, this and that, it's a kind of movie where you say to your girl, okay, it's your night tonight. You sling this on, she'll be happy with you. You could go back to your action fighting movies. Every now and again you say, okay, honey, let's watch the Prada film. I'm joking. Good film, though. Good film. Very entertaining. Okay, this is the S.L. Jackson Radio Show. This is on topfm.net. It's been another wonderful evening, isn't it, Charlie? Nice little film and that, though. And remember, you could hook us up on the Facebook, S.L. Jackson Radio Show, or you could get us on the Twitter at SLJ Radio Show. Remember to download the app. It's on TuneIn Radio, or go to the ontopfm.net website where you could download the app. There's other great shows on Top as well. You know, you could get to know the DJs and everything. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Good night.